Hey, my name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be playing with the Glaminatrix Grounded palette. I cannot wait to dig into this. I don't know if this will be going up before or after. I do have the Bonfire palette on the way, and I do know that that was one that was very highly requested in my recent poll of palettes to use, but I'm still waiting on it and I want to film in the meantime. So you'll either have already seen that video or it will be coming very soon. So if you want to check out to see what look I create with this, then keep on watching. Alright, so as stated in my intro, today we're going to be playing with the Glaminatrix Grounded palette. Here is the artwork if you can try to see it. They tend to do like these sort of like, I don't know if the wording is embossed or whatever, but it'll be like this faux leather material, and like a design in the title will be kind of sort of into that. I think that's a pretty common theme with their palette style, and I really like it. I can kind of tell right off the bat when it's a Glaminatrix palette, but some kind of info on this if you're not already in the know on it. So the Grounded palette is sort of the, I think, official, more permanent version of this palette. Let me show you what it looks like inside. Look how freaking stunning that color story is. And if that sort of color scheme reminds you of anything, if you don't know, as an April Fool's joke, they had created this palette, but naming it Tones of Turd, and then all of the names had poop related names in that, and they actually made that version of the palette. I believe it's only available on the Glaminatrix website, and I think right now it's in its final pre-order before it's just kind of gone forever, and then you can only get the Grounded version. I personally, as much as I thought it was funny and cute that the brand decided to go as far as actually creating that version of the palette for people that wanted it, I personally didn't want to have a poop palette in my collection. So I opted to go with the Grounded one, which I believe Ifeelbeautiful, which is where I shop through when I can for my indie makeup, only carries the Grounded version. So if you really, really want the Tones of Turd one, you can get it, I believe, for pre-order right now through Glaminatrix. I'll have their website linked down below, not affiliated. I bought this palette with my own money, but I will also have the Ifeelbeautiful.ca website linked, again, not affiliated, in case you want to shop through them if you're in Canada like me and it's just easier to shop from a Canadian supplier. So the info I'm going to give is based off of the Ifeelbeautiful website. So the Grounded eyeshadow palette, it says, Grounded is a serene, earthy palette to bring balance and strength to every look, featuring the same rich color story you love from Tones of Turd, but paired with mindful shade names that celebrates calm, stability, and clarity, which is definitely a little bit more kind of my jam. My absolute, ideal palettes are the spooky kind of themed ones, but I really love something like this as well. This kind of earthy, grungy color story always really speaks to me. You can get it for, it costs 88 Canadian. They do have Sezzle available, and as of right now, it is saying that it's in stock. So that's a little bit of info for you. I have tried a few palettes. What all palettes? I have Sugar and Spice, and I think it's just called Pastels, but now I'm blanking on the name, from Glaminatrix, and I absolutely adore both those palettes. So I'm really excited to have another one in my hands. And if you recall from the intro, I mentioned that I also do have the Bonfire, which is their most recent release one, on its way to me right now, that I ordered from Ifeelbeautiful, but it just hasn't arrived yet, so I decided to do some filming with this first. But I cannot wait to dig into this color story. I think no matter what we do, it's going to be really beautiful, really fun, and probably have a grungy flair, which I'm down with. So let's zoom you on in and quit the chit chat and get creating. All right, so I think we're going to do a halo eye, who's surprised? And I think I'm going to stick along these mattes at the top. I might bring in this darker, it looks right now to me like a black. It could be just a really dark brown. I haven't swatched it yet. You'll have seen swatches, but the shade Reflect, I think I might pull that in just to add as much depth as possible. And then I'm kind of gravitating towards, especially this shimmer here, which I don't know if it's showing up in the viewfinder as much. Maybe if I move it, you can see better. It's got this beautiful green shift to it, really beautiful, and then balance, this really beautiful yellow. I think those two are the shimmers I'm leaning towards. I haven't, again, swatched it yet. This Secure shade looks really stunning as well, but maybe we'll save that for another look. All right, first I'm going to go in with the deepest matte in that row, and that is this shade here. Never like properly really focuses. And that is Aligned, which looks like it's just this beautiful deep brown. And we're just going to start creating our shape. And then going in from there, I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Present. And then I'm sure you could guess we're going to go in with this one next, which is Steady. And now I'm grabbing a blending brush because we're going to start to kind of blend more than just place. But I'll probably have to go back in to the other shades to figure out, I'm saying figure out, to like just like finesse the blend and the depth and all that kind of stuff. And going back in with Present, I'm just going to take it on a blending brush instead, just so I can start working that properly between the two shades. I feel like it's like my eye, not the shadow, but like something's being stubborn there when it comes to shadow placement. And then picking up a bit more lined, still kind of on a packer brush, but a fluffier one, just so I can make sure it blends into the other two. Okay, so I placed some NYX glitter glue all over the lid. I thought about doing something more structured, but I'm not feeling it. So I'm going to go in with that green shifty shimmer I mentioned called Solid. And I'm just going to go right in with my finger. Oh my gosh, it feels so soft. Ooh, there's a really pretty like pink shift to this, which again, 'cause I haven't swatched it yet, for me, that's a really interesting surprise, but I am here for it. So I'm placing the color mostly in the center and then using my finger just to like tap out and diffuse it out into the rest of the shadow. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh, I am obsessed. And I'm actually going to use the same first brush that I used for Aligned, but dip into that really deep shade I mentioned, Reflect, which looks kind of like a black to me. And I'm just going to try to put a bit of that just on like the most inner and like towards the lash line area. And same on like the outside and sort of along the lash line. Just to add a little bit more depth. All right, I threw some black liner on and we're just gonna go in with that previous brush and a little bit more of that Reflect shade, which as I use it definitely seems like a black to me. I've been known to be wrong though about what color I think colors are before, so we're just gonna really create a nice dark smoky lower lash, and we'll lightly blend it out with a shade, which I'm thinking, actually I think I'm gonna use the shade Present, which was like the medium tone kind of brown that we used on the lid, and I'm just gonna lightly blend around the edge just so it blends outwards a bit better. And then make sure it connects with that outer corner nicely. Ooh. And then I'm gonna just dip into Balance, which was that yellowy green, I guess, the more I look at it, shimmer, and I'm sure you can guess, plopping that right on the inner corner. And wow, did I go a little crazy with that, but that's okay. I am here for a very dramatic, shimmery inner corner. Ooh, all right. So I think that is essentially the look. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go repeat it on the other eye and, you know, do all the finishing touches we normally do, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. So, be right back. All right, here we are, the finished look. I really love how this turned out. Grungy glam, in my opinion, like I expected with this color story, so I'm just so stoked. As expected, the Grounded palette, or if you got it, Tones of Turd, is just an amazing color story. The amazing Glaminatrix formula I've come to know and love. I just cannot wait to dig into this again. It's so beautiful. It might be a little while before I can film something. I'll eventually do like a short quick tutorial for Instagram and TikTok, but I'm just really behind on trying to catch up with palettes that I haven't used yet that I've gotten recently. So eventually that'll be happening. For the lips, I just couldn't help it. I thought a dark brown lip would just be amazing with this. So I went in with Unearthly Cosmetics lip liner in Char. It was my first time using this shade from them, and I love it just like I love all the others. And then I decided to go in with the Cosmic Beauty lipstick from their Sinister collection, which I don't think is unfortunately available anymore, in the shade Nancy. It's just this beautiful dark brown, and I just thought it complemented the look really nicely. On my cheeks that I was already wearing is the Adept Cosmetics Duality face palette, which unfortunately also I believe is no longer available, and it's just this shade here, which is Honey Never Spoils. I just love this kind of a tone of a blush. And then I think I'm wearing the Ofra, this is super old school, Ofra Feeling Myself highlighter palette, and I'm wearing the middle shade, which is Pillow Talk, which it's one of my like go-to OG highlighters that just when I'm not sure what to use, I like to use that one. But yeah, that is the look. Again, I'm really happy with how this turned out. So much fun. I'm just can't get over how much I love this shimmer on the lids. It's just so shifty and beautiful. And I just love all the different like colors and reflex that it pulls up. But if you liked the video, I'd greatly appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, stick around for more. I am, like I always say, I am trying to post more often. I just, you know, I do this in my free time as a hobby when I feel like creating and when I have the energy to do so. So I get videos out as often as I can. But yeah, check me out on my other socials, Spooky Mama Glam on TikTok and Instagram. Not as active lately because again, I've just been a little bit backed up and tired, but I will post stuff as often as I can. Anyways, without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!